Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be discussing the whole Watson situation, the things that have happened in the past few days, and whether or not you think that Watson is a quitter. And we'll be exploring that in this video. And to preface this, I feel like I see both sides, honestly, but I feel like it's more 99% of your energy or anger should be at the organization for promising a QB certain things and failing him every time. I feel like that's like the organization is just so incompetent. I mean, Jack Easterby, like you didn't do the things that Watson wanted, which was to fire Jack Easterby, and it was in an article. So I feel like the whole Watson situation. I mean, my initial reaction at first, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just feel like it doesn't make sense for us to be super mad at Watson, because I feel like if we were in Watson's shoes, we'd do the same thing, because like no one wants to work for a terrible boss, a toxic environment that the Texans are currently are. And so I don't blame him, but like I feel like if you think that Watson is 100% blameless, I feel like that you're wrong, because I feel like Watson has a little blame, but I'm not mad at him for wanting out, but like how he's going about wanting out is what I have an issue with. And so we'll talk about both sides and what should happen here on out. And so the Texans are obviously known for wasting players' careers. Andre Johnson said it himself, like in that tweet that he posted. And so I guess Deshaun Watson doesn't want to end up like J.J. Watt. He doesn't want to end up like Andre Johnson, and he's just looking out for his career. And then another point is that the Texans haven't done a great job building around him. And then, AKA the Hopkins trade, where we traded one of his favorite receivers, one of the best receivers the Texans have had, and trading Hopkins for literally nothing, a second rounder, Ross Blacklock, and David Johnson, who's probably going to get cut in a sense. So we kind of made him mad and kind of started the whole process. And I feel like him wanting out isn't something that happened isn't necessarily that changed in the past year. I feel like it's something that's been culminating since the start. But I don't know. There's a lot of different theories about that. And then the whole part about choosing Jack Easterby over the players after multiple players agreed with Andre Johnson's tweet again, like saying that Jack Easterby, ever since he stepped foot in the Texans organization, nothing good has ever happened. And so the whole Cal choosing a pastor over the players is just insane, because no one in the Texans organization, I mean, no one really likes Jack Easterby other than Cal McNair. And I mean, there was this part in the SI article where Jack Easterby would hold people's hands for a prayer, and it would be so much to the point that it would make other people uncomfortable. That's how bad it is. And so I don't know. It's just the Texans are just so dysfunctional, and I feel like Cal should definitely sell the team. But what do you think about this whole situation? Like,
Yeah, like you said, I feel like both sides are in the fault right here, and more so the Texans because of everything they promised Sean. They promised him he'll be in the head coach hire, he'll be in the GM hiring, and none of that's happened. They went from potentially hiring Omar Khan, I think his name is,
yeah.
and then they ended up hiring Nick Caserio. And then ended up going from possibly Eberflus or Eric Bieniemy from going to David Culley. I feel like those two things are the main factors in Deshaun requesting a trade. But apparently Deshaun's had this trade request even before, I think for weeks now.
Yeah.
And then somebody reported that Deshaun planned all along to put the trade request the day after the head coach hiring, no matter who it was. So I feel like that alone is bad on him, because why did he already decide to leave without even knowing who's going to officially be the head coach or whatever? And who's to even be on the staff? The staff that David Culley's put together is one of the best staffs in the NFL. He got, I forgot the DC's name, but he was a DC in Chicago. He runs Tampa 2 a lot. He got a good QB coach. They kept Tim Kelly, Deshaun's guy. A bunch of good staff members. And I don't see why Deshaun doesn't even want to give it a chance. I feel like he's quitting on the team way too early. I feel like if he gave this team a chance, I mean, no, we're obviously not going to make no playoffs. Maybe next year we might make the playoffs, so we're not going to be in real Super Bowl contention for maybe another 3-ish years because of everything that's happened before. But I don't think Deshaun wants, because wherever Deshaun goes, the team, that's exact team is going to be in the same situation as ours. No picks, medical, because they have to get the players out or whatever. So I don't know. Deshaun, I see both, but more of Deshaun. It's a
Yeah,
complicated
there.
situation, but let's see.
Yeah, there's a reason why like people are saying like thanking JJ because even though he feels like his time at the Texans is done, he paid his dues in a way that like he stayed here through thick and thin, whereas Watson is kind of leaving after the one like full season that he played with and just 4-12. And it was just like one of those weird seasons because like the whole COVID thing, firing Bill O'Brien. There's so many things going on. So it's just a whole weird situation. I mean, like yeah, like I said, like you mentioned, the coaching staff. Cully hired Tim Kelly. Like I mean, Cully decided to keep Tim Kelly. Like he didn't have to, and he only did that because Watson vouched for him. And though DC Lovie Smith, QB coach Pep Hamilton, who's really respected around the league, he coached up Justin Herbert, who had a really great rookie season, and then wide
Andrew
receiver.
Luck too.
Yeah, Andrew Luck, and then wide receiver coach Robert Prince, and secondary coach has been rumored that Chris Richard is coming, and then we're getting a new running back and O line coach. Devlin's going to be fired, and so Watson, yeah, I feel like he should definitely give this a shot. And so, I mean, I feel like the communication aspect, Watson, like it was reported that he put in the trade request weeks ago, and I feel like that was the same. That was like after the Week 17 game ended, and that was around the time when the Texans didn't initially interview Eric Bieniemy, and I felt like right after he like heard that news, he's like, okay, I'm done. So he was gone after that. But I feel like the communication could have gone both ways because with like Watson has to make like an active effort to pick up the phone calls and actually be in Houston rather than Cabo for like the majority of like the off season, right? Like if you want to be involved, then be in Houston, not in Mexico or something. And so and then Cal obviously is a bad communicator, but I feel like communication is a two-way street. It goes both ways. And I don't know, like it's so this whole situation is so unprecedented because he wants out after signing a 4-year extension, and he also thanked Cal McNair and Jack Easterby. I mean, I guess you're obligated to thank them because they're the one who gave you the money, but like he knows how incompetent we were at the time. I feel like he signed that extension after the Hopkins trade, and so I felt like if he was so mad after the Hopkins trade, why didn't he just request a trade then? That's what I don't understand. And then he also put a no trade clause. So that means he gets to choose what his destinations are, and it's been reported that the Jets and the Miami Dolphins are his top destinations, which don't make any sense because Jets they need those draft picks and cap space to rebuild their team, and trading for Watson stops that process, and they still have some holes on their roster, and it all just seems like some kind of marketing ploy. I feel like David Mulligetta is manipulating Deshaun Watson for more money, and all obviously the fans are no one cares about the fans here. Like I feel like Watson's not caring about the fans, and the organization's not caring about the fans. But obviously, 99% of my anger is at the organization because ruin a guy who wanted to be here, and signing extension, and to wanting to get out as soon as possible. And so that's what I think. That's what I see both sides to the argument. Like, I'm not gonna like people are entitled to their own opinion, in my opinion. So, but yeah, that's just how I think what's going on. But what's for in the future? I mean, if y'all know already, the Rams traded like 2 first and a third for Matthew Stafford, and so that dramatically, I mean, it depends on the value of Watson whether it goes up or just stays the same. Because if he goes to the Jets, that number 2 overall is not just your typical first round pick. That number 2 overall is like worth 2 first round picks, and so yeah, that's like I feel like the only places that he's likely to go to are the Jets and the Dolphins. I mean, there could be some sneaky teams like the Falcons or the Broncos or the Panthers, but I feel like it's going to be mainly those 2 teams that will get Deshaun.
For all we know, we could probably potentially see one of the first 3-team trades in NFL history. So, I mean, I don't know. There's more than 2 options, in my opinion. I think Atlanta could be one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's many different things that could happen with Deshaun.
Yeah. Yeah. This situation is just painful. Like, it's so hard. Like seeing him on the Pro Bowl with this. I'll just play this versus clip. That he was just laughing at whenever Deion Sanders mentioned him leaving Houston.
They told me not to ask you nothing about where you're going, but I can't wait to see where you're going so you can take that with you too. But I ain't gonna say nothing about it because they told me.
You got my cell. Hit me up.
Yeah, they told me not to say nothing about where you and Quincy gonna be, so I ain't gonna say nothing about it. All right, I ain't gonna say nothing about it.
Deshaun, I'm in New York. I got you. I'll pick you up.
I'll hold you down. You better pick him up in the Bronx. Anyway, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I don't know nothing about that.
Got one more picture.
Yeah, and so like the fact that he was so happy to leave like the Texans is just it just hurts to see, man. Like as a fan, like it's like I would totally understand if people decide to leave, like root for another team, because it's so hard to root for a team that constantly fails its players and its fans on a regular basis. All right, let us know what you think about the whole Watson situation. I mean, like I said, I see both sides, but obviously 99% of the frustration should be at the organization, because there's so many things that we've done wrong. I mean, if you're a Texans fan, you already know. But yeah, I mean, let us know what you think, and as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.